Shri Krishna Namo Namaha. At first, I offer my humble prayers in the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna. I also extend warm greetings and humble respect to all of you. Today, from the scripture UDDHAV GITA, the last message of Lord Shri Krishna, we will be listening chapter 10, where Lord is instructing his dear friend and devotee UDDHAV about powers resulting from yoga. The holy words from the scriptures are as follows. The Lord said, "To the yogi who has controlled his senses and pranas, who is balanced and concentrates the mind on me, various powers come." Uddhava said, "Tell me, O Krishna, what kind of power comes by any particular kind of concentration and how? How many are these powers? It is thou who conferrest them on the yogi." The Lord said, "Those who are experts in concentration and yoga call the powers 18 in number. 8 of these are pertaining to me, and the remaining 10 are due to the perfection of sattva. Minuteness, immensity, and lightness of the body, the connection of a being with his organs, known as attainment, capacity to derive enjoyment from everything, heard or seen, exerting an influence on all known as rulerships. Non-attachment to sense objects called self-control and consummation of any and every desire, these, O friend, are considered my 8 natural powers. Being unruffled by the necessary evils of the body, hearing and seeing things from a distance, swiftness like that of the mind, assuming any form at will, entering into anyone's body, dying according to one's wish, joining in the recreation of the gods, fulfillment of the wished for objects, having one's command obeyed everywhere without fail. Knowledge of the past, present, and future, not being affected by the pairs of opposite, reading others' thoughts, counteracting the influences of fire, sun, water, poison, and the like, and not being overcome by anybody. These in brief are the powers that come out of concentration in yoga. Now learn from me what powers come out of any particular concentration and the way they come. The worshipper of subtle matters attains to my powers of minuteness by concentrating the mind, which is also a subtle matter, on me as possessing the supervening adjunct of subtle matter. Fixing or mean as possessing the supervening adjunct of the intelligent cosmic mind, one's mind, which is characterized by a similar attribute. One retains the power of immensity, and concentrating on me as possessed of the adjunct of either and the other elements, one attains the respective immensities of those elements. Attaching the mind to me as possessing the adjunct of the atomic state of the elements, the yogi attains to the lightness of point of time, so to say. Concentrating the entire mind on me as possessing the adjunct of pure ego, one becomes by this absorption in me the presiding deity of each of the organs. This is known as the power of attainment. One who concentrates the mind on me as possessing the adjunct of the active cosmic mind, which is born of the undifferentiated, obtains my rare power of the capacity to derive enjoyment from everything. One who concentrates the mind on Vishnu, the ruler of Maya, whose form is time, obtains rulership consisting of the power to control the jivas and their bodies and minds. Fixing the mind on Narayan, the transcendent one, called also Bhagwan, the yogi like me, attains the power of self-control. Concentrating the clean mind on me, the Brahman beyond attributes, one attains to supreme bliss, which is the consummation of all pleasure. Concentrating the mind on me, the pure embodiment of virtue and the Lord of Shweta-dipa, a man becomes pure and beyond the sixfold wave. Reflecting with the mind on the subtle sound in me as possessing the supervening adjunct of ether and cosmic prana, the jiva hears from distance the varied speeches of being manifested in that ether. Connecting the eye with the sun and the sun with the eye, and reflecting on me there with the mind, the man of sharpened vision sees everything from a distance. Effectively joining to me the mind and body together with the nerve current that follows the mind, the yogi, through the influence of his concentration on me, can take the body wherever the mind goes. Using the mind as material, whatever forms the yogi wishes to take, he takes those desired forms by resorting to the power of concentration on me. Wishing to enter another body, the yogi should imagine himself there. Then, leaving the gross body and betaking himself to the subtle body, he should pass through the external air like a bee. Sitting on heel and lifting the prana to the heart, chest, throat, and head, and taking it to Brahman through the subtle orifice in the head, one should give up the body. Wishing to play in the parks of the gods, one should think of the sattva in me. Then celestial nymphs, who are the offshoots of sattva, will come in aerial cars. In whatever form at any time a devotee of mine may reflect on a particular thing, with his intellect concentrating the mind on me as possessed of infallible will, he gets that very form. He who has imbibed the nature of me, the self-contained Lord, never finds his command disobeyed anywhere like mine. The intellect of the yogi, whose mind is purified by devotion to me and who knows how to concentrate on God, encompasses the past, present, and future unaffected by birth and death. The yogic body of the sage, whose mind is pacified by union with me, is not destroyed by fire, and the like as aquatic animals by water. One who meditates on my manifestation with the Shrivasta weapons, ornaments, banner, umbrella, and chowri never suffers a defeat. To the sage who worship me in the foregoing ways through yogic concentration, the above mentioned powers come in their full measure. No power is beyond the reach of the sage who has controlled his mind, senses, nerve currents, and disposition and concentrates on me. For one who practices the best kind of yoga and seeks union with me, these powers have been called obstacles and things that cause waste of time. Through that yoga, one attains all those powers which come to men through birth or drugs or austerities or mantras. But one cannot attain that yoga by any other means. I am the Lord of the powers, for I am their cause and maintainer. I am also the Lord of yoga, of knowledge, of religion, and of the teachers of Brahman. I am the self of all creatures, being their indwelling spirit. I am also outside them, not being enveloped by anything. As the elements are both inside and outside the bodies of all creatures, so also am I. Thus concludes chapter 10 from the scripture UDDHAV Gita, the last message of Lord Shri Krishna. Thank you for listening. Shri Radha Krishnai Namo Namaha.